Paul Walker!
I'm Vin Diesel, and this is my friend Paul Walker.
I'm here with Paul Walker. We are going to do an interview with each other, asking some questions from you and some of our own. I'll start with the first question. Paul.
Who is Paul Walker? That's a really good question, actually. I'd definitely say it's taken me a long time to figure things out, and you know, when you're sort of, I guess, a teenager and going into your early 20s, you know, a lot of people kind of do figure out who they are and sort of want to know, or know who they are and where they want to go in life. That definitely wasn't me. I had a lot of struggles in my childhood. You know, had a lot of I guess negative things, a lot of challenges in my early, you know, childhood, and certainly right through my teenage years into my 20s. So, you know, it took me a long time, probably took me longer than a lot of other people to really, I guess, figure out, you know, certainly who I was and where I was going to go in life. And, you know, even just the way that my parents sort of brought me up, you know, just to, you know, go to school and, you know, work hard and get a job and, you know, buy a house, get married, all that type of stuff, you know, that never really was me, if I'm completely honest and look back on things. You know, I never really felt like that was going to be my path, as much as, you know, you kind of think that that's what everyone sort of does. You know, I never really felt like that was going to be me. And as I said, it's taken me definitely a lot longer to figure things out. And, you know, even when I did think or thought that I figured things out, of course, you know, life throws you a curveball, and, you know, things often got flipped upside down, turned 180, whatever the case may be. So in a lot of ways, I still think that I am, you know, still figuring some things out for sure. But there's definitely some other things that I believe that, you know, I know, I guess, who I am, what my strengths are, certainly what my weaknesses are, and obviously, you know, I've definitely got a vision now and got some momentum as to where I'm going. But yeah, like anyone, and I guess like a lot of people out there, there's definitely still things, you know, that I'm figuring out, which is good. Like that's, you know, that's the excitement. That's what life is about. It's about, you know, waking up every single day and sort of, you know, wondering what today is going to hold. And as much as you plan for it, as much as you, you know, give yourself some jobs and some tasks that you want to complete, you know, life is a crazy thing, and it's always going to throw you something different each day. So that's what I enjoy about it, and that's what I, you know, certainly enjoy about what I do, you know, in this business, in this industry, and what I do now in regards to, I guess, a career, as you could call it. So yeah, Paul Walker in a nutshell. He's a cool guy, I think. He's definitely come a long way in regards to being, you know, excitable, energetic, you know, having some fun. That's not always been me. I've been pretty straight, pretty, you know, black and white, right and wrong, that type of thing. But yeah, definitely within the last sort of 5 years, I'd say that, you know, living a bit more life on the edge and taking some more, you know, risks and doing some, you know, different things. But yeah, love my music, love traveling, really like incorporating both of those things into what I do in my life. And I guess really you know, who Paul Walker is he's independent. You know, he love my freedom. I'm talking to myself in the third person. Love freedom. Love just being able to go and just do what I want to do when I want to do it, and also be able to do it, you know, with my friends and family, and guess whoever's sort of available to do things. So, you know, Paul Walker, as I said, he's definitely a smart guy. Definitely pretty switched on, but you know, definitely got a long way to go to really, I think, completely kind of peel back all the layers and figure out who I am and stuff. But this is a journey, and I'm really embracing it, and I really love it. So yeah, Paul Walker, he's I'd say he's a book half read or a book half written. So, you know, definitely some chapters still in store there. Yeah, I'd say that much for sure. I guess what really attracted me to this kind of online marketing, you know, sort of career, I guess, is the best way to describe it, because, I mean, that's how I view it. I left, you know, corporate careers. I left working 9 to 5, you know, jobs. I left that type of industry really to come on to this online industry. And you know, and I think you can call it that now because a lot of people, certainly around the world, are doing it and they're professionals at it and they're making, you know, a lot of money, and people who are even just replacing, you know, their income from what they were doing in a 9-to-5 job. So this is definitely an industry, you know, the online, you know, business world, the online marketer, the network marketer who's online, you know, all those type of things. You know, this is definitely an industry. And, you know, what really attracted me to this industry was, I guess, the feeling that I could be my own boss, and really have the freedom to do a lot of different things that necessarily don't always get that opportunity when you're working, you know, in a company or in a corporation, or working for someone else. So, you know, massive learning curve. I'm not going to say this has been easy by, you know, any stretch of the means, but I've really embraced the challenge, and definitely what's attracted me to that has been, you know, that learning curve to go and learn a whole new, you know, set of skills, and, you know, to associate with a whole, you know, different group of people. Certainly, I believe more positive people, definitely more like-minded type of people. But even just people I definitely would not have met and definitely would not have associated with in my typical kind of corporate, you know, business world that I came from. So, you know, what really brought me to this industry, as I said, was definitely that, just that freedom of being able to create kind of my own future, create my own path, and then be able to, I guess, reap the rewards of the hard work that I put in. And, you know, the glitz and glamour of I guess, an internet lifestyle, to be able to, you know, work on the beach. You know, you just use my laptop and sit on a beach, or sit at a resort somewhere, or, you know, sit out in front of a fireplace in the middle of the Canadian Rockies and you know, send out an email, or, you know, host a webinar, something like that. Just, I think, just really appealed to me, just to be able to, as I said, come and go and just be kind of the master of my own destiny. And you know, more than all that, really it boiled down to being able to help, you know, people, help other people create that type of lifestyle, help other people, you know, get away from what they didn't like doing, whether it was their 9-to-5 job, or, you know, their boss, or, you know, not having the time to spend with their families, whatever their sort of scenario or situation was. I guess to be that person who could help assist them reach that goal and reach that dream, that was something that really attracted me, just because I love helping people. I love, you know, making friendships and connections, and, you know, you don't always get that fulfillment, you know, in like a 9-to-5 job, or, you know, whatever your current sort of job was. You don't always get that type of fulfillment, whereas, you know, kind of being in this industry, you know, this industry is not about the products that I sell, or, you know, the things that I market and promote. This is really self-help. This is really personal development. This is really, you know, life-changing stuff. As hippie-trippy as that might sound, this business, this industry really is about helping other people. And ultimately, yeah, that's really what sort of drew me and attracted me to this type of business. Yeah, definitely. I think what really separates me is the individual. You know, there's no one else on the planet exactly like me, so therefore, you know, I can bring a unique set of skills. I can bring my own story, certainly, you know, the past, the experiences that I've walked through and lived through. No one else has had the exact same experience on this planet as I have. So, you know, I bring that to the table. I certainly bring that to, you know, my marketing, and as I said, the people that I meet and the interactions that I have with people. You know, I bring me the person. And, you know, I think a lot of people forget that. You know, a lot of people overlook that, you know, we've all got a story to tell. We've all got a unique past. We all have, you know, some very magical and powerful things that have happened to us in our life that certainly other people can benefit from. So, you know, what really, I guess, separates me from, you know, Mr. John Smith that's doing the exact same thing, that's maybe the exact same company promoting the exact same, you know, products and services that I'm doing, is you get me. You know, you get me as an individual, you get my experience, you get my sort of life story, and, you know, I guess you just really, in essence, get my energy, you get my enthusiasm, everything that's, I guess, grounded in who I am. A person, a potential teammate gets all that. And more than them just getting what I'm offering, you know, I get something in return as well. I get who they are. I get what they offer and what they bring to the table. So it's definitely a two-way street. And as I said, I think really ultimately what separates me from everyone else is definitely my individualism, my story, definitely my story, and my unique experiences. So very confident in that, very happy in the experiences that have happened to me, good and bad. And I think that's definitely what separates me from, as I said, Mr. John Smith that's doing the exact same thing as me on a different web page. So, yeah. Again, it comes down to that individualism. If someone goes and joins, Mr. John Smith, well, they're going to get John Smith's interpretation. They're going to get John Smith's experience. They're going to get John Smith's, story and thoughts and all that sort of stuff. And the same applies to me as well. Whoever sort of joins my team, yes, you get my experiences, my stories, all that type of thing. So, do people see that as a bonus? I hope so. Obviously, there's people out there who have more knowledge, more experience than me, definitely a different story to me. And maybe that's what attracts them to those type of people. That's one thing that I can't control. I can only be me, and I can only really do what I believe is right for me and what I believe people want to hear. And also, feel comfortable within myself, doing that. And also, if people find that attractive and people want to be, around a person like me, then they're going to find me and they're going to approach me and, we'll have a chat and all that sort of stuff. But, the difference really comes down to that individualism. It's the same products, it's the same service, it's the same internet, it's the same, amount of money crossing hands. All that stuff is the same. That's not a variable. All that stuff is exactly the same. Doesn't matter who you speak to. What the difference is, as I said, it comes down to that individual. Some person obviously has more experience than another. Some person has a different way of looking at things. That's all the variable stuff, and that's obviously what an individual needs to decide on and make a decision on. So the difference really that I offer than someone else is me. It just comes down to that same sort of answer from that previous question. It's definitely me, and very thankful to say that obviously there are people out there in the world that do resonate with what I have to say, that resonate with my energy, that resonate with my story. So, there's definitely people out there that are, that do like that, do appreciate that. And there's definitely people out there who don't, which is fine. They'll go find the right person that suits them. So, so that's really it is. There's only one unique Paul Walker. And as I said, there's definitely people out there who, who need to hear what I have to say and obviously, resonated with it as well. So, yeah. Santa, I do what I do because I know this is the best thing for me. Take away, as selfish as it sounds, take away, what people will get from, I guess, learning from me or being a part of my team. If I can take that away for a second, why I do what I do is selfish as it sounds, it is for me, okay? Because I've lived a lot of my life trying to please other people. And it took me a long time to really, get to that point where, what does Paul Walker want? What does Paul Walker want in his life? And, to really sit there and kind of write out exactly and really visualize. And as I said, really just put pen to paper as to, what I want in my life. You have to be a little bit selfish. And I don't regret that for a second, and nor should anyone else. So, why I do what I do is ultimately for me, because I have a vision. I've got a goal, I've got, ideas, as I said, definitely got a vision of where I see my future self, where I see my life going in the future, and where I see myself in the future. And the only way that I'm going to get there is obviously me, the individual, pushing myself, to get there. So I do what I do ultimately for me, but in conjunction with, doing that for me, obviously I do it for other people as well. I do it for my friends, I do it for my family, and I certainly do it for the other people who, again, resonate with my story, that maybe I can certainly cast my mind back to, maybe the position they're in and having dealt with a similar struggle that they might be going in. You know, I do it for that person because I've been in those shoes before. So I think that's really the best way for me to put it is, you know, I do what I do ultimately for myself, but in conjunction, I do it to help out the next person as well. And as I said, I'm completely honest with that, and I'm completely at peace with that. And I know that there'll be some people out there questioning that. And I've certainly had comments, you know, from people that, oh, you know, that's very selfish of you to think like that. Well, you have to be selfish sometimes, and this is selfish in a good way. I don't think I'm robbing, you know, anyone of anything or any type of opportunity, and I certainly don't play on it as in a greed type of thing. I don't think greed is a good thing, but being selfish in what I want, you know, as an individual, as a person, as a human being, you know, I think you need to take that into account. And I think a lot of people, unfortunately, as I did, you know, tend to, you know, think that as a negative sort of thing, a negative connotation where, you know, I don't believe that anymore. I believe that you do have to have a certain aspect of being selfish, and in being selfish for myself, you know, that's helping other people. So that's, I think, the best way to look at it. Be selfish for myself, knowing that what I want and what I want out of life is going to help other people as well. So that's definitely it. Well, I guess why people would join me is, you know, hopefully from this that they've taken away, you know, I am a real person. You know, I've got emotions like everyone else. I feel happy, I feel sad like anyone else does. But I guess in my 33 years on this planet, you know, I've definitely been around the block and have definitely learned some things in my time and experiences through, you know, the travels and when I lived overseas and, you know, having worked in different companies in different countries. You know, I've definitely gained a lot of insights and a lot of different, you know, points of view on life, and certainly in regards to, you know, building an internet business, which is ultimately what this video and certainly what this blog site is about. You know, I've done a lot of stupid things. I've done a lot of hard yards in regards to trying to build up my internet business, made a lot of mistakes. So that's definitely one thing I can pass on to the new person is, you know, how to avoid those mistakes, and certainly how to brace yourself when you make those mistakes, because you certainly are going to make mistakes, and I think you should actually be looking for those mistakes, because the quicker you can make them, the quicker you can learn from them and obviously move on and, you know, take that learning experience as part of your story. So yeah, I would guess and I would hope that a person, you know, would want to be a part of my team because they see me as someone who's sort of gone there, you know, been there and done that before, but they also get the sense that, you know, I'm not going to quit. You know, basically, you know, I've struggled for 18 months, 2 years, really trying to figure this out and really trying to, you know, get some momentum where, you know, as other people have, you know, some other people have had some overnight success, or they've been able to figure things out a lot quicker than what I have. And that's fine, that's cool. But I also see a lot of people that struggle as well. And just before, you know, that success is going to come, or just before that momentum shift comes, you know, they quit. And, you know, I see it all the time in this industry, and I'm just, you know, I'm just not that type of person. You know, I'll cry myself to sleep. I'll, you know, bash my head against a brick wall, but I know that eventually, you know, I'll figure things out. You know, I'll eventually learn how to climb over that wall, or get around it, or dig underneath it, or I'll get a bigger hammer to bash my way through it. You know, whatever the case, you know, I'm not going to give up, and I hope a lot of people, you know, watching this video get that sense, you know, that I'm not going to quit, because I certainly have my visions and my goals, so I'm not going to quit for myself. Therefore, you know, if you become a part of my team, knowing that, well, I'm just going to keep pushing through, so therefore, you know, you're not going to see me quit. So hopefully that sort of, you know, rubs off to those new team members that, hey, I'm not going to let you quit either, in the sense that, you know, I'm not going to quit. So don't, if you have that sort of thought, you know, you're maybe not the person for my team, but, you know, if you have those sort of thoughts, just take a second, look at what Paul's doing. He hasn't quit yet, and he's probably been through 10 times thousands, you know, harder things than what you're going through right now. So, so in a nutshell, that's why someone I think would join my team. I'm a pretty cool guy, I believe. You know, definitely pretty friendly. As I said, just bring a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, and definitely, you know, tenacity, and, you know, not going to quit. So that's really it in a nutshell. So if you like what you've heard so far, if you really want to have more of a chat with me, then you know what to do. Fill in your details, in that form box there. We'd love to speak to you, in more detail, and obviously learn a lot more about you and your story. And as I said, hopefully, there's some things there that we can align on, some things that we have in common, and we can make this, as I said, a beautiful friendship as well as a business partnership as well. So that's kind of me in a nutshell. So would just be, do it. If you're watching this video, if you're, I guess, having doubts, if you're in a place in your life right now where, you're a little bit stuck, you're a little bit frustrated, whether it's a job thing, whether it's money, whether it's friends, whether it's family, whatever's going on in your life right now, it's okay. It's okay to kind of feel those things, but don't rest on them, okay? Don't take that as the status quo. Don't take that as the norm. We were all put on this earth to be survivors. Ultimately that's what our drive is as a human, is to survive. So don't think whatever rut you're in, whatever strife, whatever struggle you're in, don't accept that. Don't think that this is your life. You got to think that there's something better. And certainly to jump online and build a business from, meeting new people, making connections online, it's definitely gratifying, it's definitely fulfilling, it's definitely rewarding. Yes, you've got to put some work into it, but as I said, the results will far outweigh, the crap and the struggle that you've got to go through to get to those rewards. So final parting words is, as I said, if you're having doubts, even if you're 50-50, you're sitting on the fence and don't really know if this is for you or not, just take a chance, just for once in your life, just take a chance. Be a bit of a risk taker, jump on board, and as I said, just sort of feel me out. Just sort of have a bit of a look at what I have to offer, and obviously, if it aligns with you, meets what you're after, your expectations, then great. Let's keep running with this. And if it doesn't, hey, no hard feelings. I understand that this is not going to be for everyone. I can appreciate that. And if it's not for you, that's cool. We'll still part as friends, but as I said, you won't know until you really give this a go. So even if you just want to find out more, even if you just want to get on the phone, get on a Skype, have an email chat with me, whatever the case may be, just put your details into that form there, send me a message. I'll definitely get in contact with you in the next 24 to 36 hours. And as I said, we'd really love to have that opportunity to have a chat with you, and as I said, find out where you are and see if there is something that I can do to assist you, or put you on the right track. So in final words, that's it. You only live once. Sometimes you got to take a risk, and even if you fall down, it's not the end of the earth. So thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate it, and I hope you take a lot away from it. And even if you don't put your names in that form there, check out my blog post, check out my videos there. I'm sure there'll be something there that can, as I said, help you, or maybe flick on a light switch there for you. So thanks so much for that, guys. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.
The community of Internet Lifestyle Network has decided for each of us to show our excitement about our community, and well, doing something, getting out of our comfort zone, and we had to choose a song and to do some dancing to show how excited we are. So bear with me here because I'm new at doing this.
I want to talk to you about something that is really special to me today. If you are a struggling network marketer, if you are struggling to make money online, a struggling internet marketer, then you need to hear this message today.
Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer. Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer.
Is a community of other marketers, other network marketers, MLMers, network marketers, people that have an online presence, and they all basically want to improve in their marketing and, of course, brand themselves and learn how to brand.
So Basically, it's for anyone who's an entrepreneur, a network marketer, or anybody that's looking for personal development and leadership skills.
And if this is what I started with online, what an advantage that would have been. Like,
Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer. Feel the rhythm of the music.
So I'm really excited that you heard this message today because I know how valuable and how important it is to your success and to your business. So click the link below and I will see you in our community. Be sure you come on over and say hi to me.
I'm going to show you how we as a community help each other succeed on the internet and live a laptop lifestyle, be able to travel the world and do whatever we want, not be told what to do at a job. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video.
Gotta do that conga beat. Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga.
And as you can tell, I am out of breath.